you need to watch out for motorcyclists. Give them room, give them space.
Yeah, more and more people are getting out there on the roads on their motorcycles as this beautiful weather warms up. What drivers and riders should be aware of in our 2 News Big Story at 4:30. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kristen Remington. Ari's on assignment. She'll join us in just a few moments. Thank you for being with us. Now, on average, nearly 20% of Nevada's fatal crashes involve motorcyclists. Most of them happen between March and October every year. Paul Nelson is live at Reno Harley-Davidson for us this afternoon. And Paul, what should people be aware of while driving this time of year?
Well, for one, Kristen, they should understand that there are more motorcycles on the roads now that the weather is getting nicer, and they're also not as easy to see as cars are. 79 people died in motorcycle crashes last year in Nevada. Experts say motorcycle safety comes down to both the rider and the driver.
You've probably seen a few more motorcycles on the roads as the spring temperature rises. That's pretty typical for this time of the year.
This is the time of the year when the riding season opens up. It's like a rose. It just goes into full bloom, and you've got motorcyclists everywhere.
And they might be harder to see. Motorcyclists are encouraged to make themselves visible.
They can wear brighter clothing and ride in a lane position where you're more visible to the traffic around you.
There were 382 deaths on Nevada roads last year. That's the highest total in 15 years. 79 of those were motorcyclists.
But it's tragic. Someone loses their life, they get seriously injured. It's tragic for their loved ones, their families, and just for the general public to see that.
That's why he's encouraging all motorcyclists to take his riding academy course, especially newcomers. But he says it's also a good refresher for veteran riders.
After they're done with the class, they're excited. They're like, man, this is the greatest course I've taken, because it brings you back to the fundamentals of riding. Brings you back to the fundamentals of what you need to watch for, your risk assessment.
The risk often comes from other traffic. People are more vulnerable on a motorcycle than in a car.
As we always tell everybody, when you're on a motorcycle, it's not worried about you, it's worried about everybody else that's on the road.
That's why drivers should be on the lookout for motorcycles on the roads too.
If you see one, look for two. If you see two, look for three. Typically, motorcyclists are not solo. Typically, they ride in groups.
More than 3/4 of Nevada's fatal motorcycle crashes happen in urban areas where it is more congested. The month with the highest number of fatalities is September. That's also the month when Street Vibrations comes to town. Covering the big story live, Paul Nelson, 2 News.